Hello, in this video I am going to show you the row container. Not the row container, container is something else, container is this. The row widget which allows you to do, handle positioning. So you got rows and columns. You might be able to guess. Row is essentially a horizontal based positioning element that allows you to essentially have a single row and position multiple things next to each other. Column based positioning, or a column sort of, I don't want to say container, like a column element, allows you to position stuff one on top of another. I would do a separate video for columns. For rows, what we are going to do, we're going to get rid of all of this for now. So all of this inside of the container, we can add a new child. So child colon, and we can do row like so. And inside of here, if you want to add a new, let's say the text item, my thinking, let's do child, but child doesn't appear. Well, what you have to do is add it as children, and this allows you to add multiple ones, so that's really cool. So if we just do that, so it's just children colon widget, so it's just saying we're going to have widgets and square brackets, and in here you put your text. So if we have a text item, what you do is you put new, then the actual widget name, so text for example, and open close brackets, specify the properties. In this case, the default property I'm going to specify is just so text saying hello world. If I save that, you'll see there's quite a bit of a difference. So it's just a single row and it is just centered. To add multiple items, you just put comma, then you put your next widget. It could be any widget you want. For now, I'm going to deal with text, but once you know how to implement other widgets, the process is the same. Put new text, and if I say not comma, not semicolon, comma, and I'll say wow, save that. As you can see, it's on the same row. So that's basically the way rows work. If you want to add some styling properties to one of these text items, the way you do it is you put comma, style, colon, and in here, I recommend putting this sort of like on another line just because it will be a lot easier. And here you put new text style, and here is where you put your normal style in there. So if we change the color, so if we do color colon colors dot yellow, I don't know how well yellow will appear. Ooh, that's terrible. I don't want yellow at all. Let's try pink. I wonder if that appears any better. Pink's actually pretty decent. That's not too bad. So we'll leave it as pink, and obviously you can change, other properties as well, like font size, and we could change that to 28, for example. Don't want that. And if I save it, as you can see, it's a lot bigger. Whereas the other text, or one of the piece of text item, is not affected. Obviously, it's moved accordingly because this has now increased in size. The row, you can actually, essentially add other properties to help with positioning and in terms of like the direction. So you can change the alignment, you can change the text direction, you can essentially do all of that stuff. But again, you obviously, I can't show you every single thing in one video, but what I'm going to do is make sure you're sorted. I'm going to supply a link to the best resource, the official Flutter documentation, where you can check out all of the different features of rows. And one thing to note, the row widget does not scroll, and in general it is considered an error to have more children in a row than will fit in the available room. So just bear that in mind. So just be a bit conservative about what you are putting in there. And if you only have one child, then maybe consider using align or center to position the child itself instead. And yeah, in a separate video, I'm going to cover column, which essentially will allow you to position stuff on top of each other. And ultimately, you won't use one or the other. You'll use a combination of these, which I'll be covering in later videos. And if you come from a web development background, these terms container, row, column, all of this stuff will feel right at home, especially if you've used a responsive framework such as Bootstrap. If you have any questions though, feel free to pop me a message, and as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.